Familia, today we're gonna be talking about why you don't need to lift super heavy in order to make some juicy glute gains. I want you to actually watch exactly what I'm doing and why it's wrong to actually put so much weight and push for so much weight when something happens. So watch me right now. Okay, so can you notice what's happened? You've put a lot of weight, and a lot of people tend to do this with hip thrusts, but you're not even achieving full lockout, full range of motion. First of all, so lifting heavy, don't get me wrong, is good, and when you're doing progressive overload in the right way, can really help you build muscle. But when you use a lot of weight like this and you're lifting like that, like what is this? This is not even hip thrust, it's a different type of exercise. I don't know what, you name it, you name a new exercise. So we can actually get rid of some of these plates, for example, instead, and I'll show you a better technique apart from obviously have a better form. What's going to happen when you lift lighter weight? Now we have less weight, but I'm gonna absolutely murder your glutes. Are you ready for this? So I want you to add, if you can, a little friend here. Well, let me just get it. I'm back. So let me... Okay, perfect. So we have our lovely resistance band, which we're gonna place just below our knees. This is a relatively less weight, but get ready for the burn. So what we're gonna be doing, first of all, full range of motion key. For this particular exercise, we want to lock out. So we're gonna be locking out and then abducting at the top, okay? We're gonna be doing 10 of this, okay? Then I want you to do 10 pulses, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then rest for 10 seconds like this in the position. Then I want you to get rid of it. This is for the brave ones only, okay? And do 10 single hip thrusts for each leg. And by the time that you finish this, you'll be dead. You'll be gone. Absolutely bunda pump that you're gonna get from this is actually crazy. So, progressive overload, let me just explain to you why we do this. Progressive overload is key when wanting to build muscle, but there is different ways to progressive overload, apart from lifting heavy weight, which I'm going to show you later on a little trick to lift heavier, but not too heavy, so wait for it. But also, it's also mean improving with your form. So for example, with your squats, right? Let's have a little look. At the beginning, you might be doing your squats just until here, right? So it's not still quite parallel as you're a beginner, but keeping the same weight, for example, over time, your range of motion might improve and you might reach parallel, and so on. So this is also known as progressive overload because your form is improving gradually, but also with the number of reps. Let's say one day you can do only 6 reps of a weight, you keep doing it, and then one day you can do 8. A couple of weeks after you can do 10, and this is also a way of progressive overloading, okay? But anyway, we need to admit that in terms of scale of trying to go heavier, between hip thrusts and squats are normally harder to add more weight, right? Or to go super heavy. With hip thrusts, normally, because the range of motion is different, and also the way you position yourself is so much safer because you can just like literally drop the bar and be fine. Squats can be a little bit more tricky, but I'm gonna show you a way to progressive overload and make amazing gains by adding a little weight but not too much. Let's say that we're squatting, right? So this is obviously always a demo weight, but most case scenario people can do, especially a beginner, when they start building up the strength. Let's say that they put 10 on each side plus the barbell is 20, so 40 kilos we have here. Now, if we want to progress, after obviously we've been practicing, the form is fine, we can do 10 solid reps of this. If we want to add another weight, normally people, what do? They add like 5 or another 10, right? They will do a rep and they will struggle because why? They already went from 40 kilo to 50 kilos here, which is a huge jump. Sometimes if you're ready to do this, then it's fine, but there is other better ways as well that you can build your strength gradually without having to increase or jump weight so quickly. And for this reason, we have these lovely friends over here. These are friends, these are beautiful, these are amazing, and everyone neglects them. No one ever looks at them. They're like there at the gym and they look at you and they say, "Excuse me," but no one ever looks at them, right? And that's what I want you to change. For a lot of people will mean nothing, this, but actually you will notice as well, even power lifters, if you go to a powerlifting gym or a good powerlifting gym anyway, they even have plates like 0.5 kilos, not even 1. So these are 1.25. They even use 0.5, which is obviously you think, oh, that's crazy, it doesn't make anything, but it does actually adds up. It's actually amazing, and it's a great way to start slowly increasing your strength without throwing
throwing weight on, because while this is 1.25 and we're also going up just by 2 kilos or something, right? 2 kilo 50, 2.5 kilos, it's still 2.5 kilos extra that you're lifting on. There is also 2.5s as well that you can use, but trust me, it does really add up. And in terms of you lifting, okay, because the weight obviously is still heavier, but not obviously crazy heavy that it will just completely throw you off straight away. You can work towards doing more reps, okay, with this weight that you are, guess what? Still progressing overloading, because you're still going 2 kilos heavier. So this is still a sign of progressive overloading. It's still a way to keep making gains without necessarily having to lift super heavy. Now, as you can see, this is the leg press, and I only put 10 kilos on each side. You will think, ha, that is so light, right? But it's made on purpose, because the exercise I'm gonna make you do doesn't require the same amount of weight that you would when you normally do a high leg press. And you see all those people loading up the plates to hell. Instead of doing the regular things where we put both legs, both feet in here, try unilateral exercises. So just one leg at a time. I want you to actually try this and see how much harder, familia, it is, and how much more you will struggle, although you're not using a lot of weight. And that's what I want you, the key message that I want you to get from this, that, for example, if you don't want to go heavy with things, try unilateral exercises. There is single leg stuff, single leg squats, obviously those are really hard, single leg RDL, single leg hip thrust, single leg press. There is single leg of like most exercises that I want you to do, and you don't have to lift heavy for those. Okay, so, and last but for me, certainly not least, when you do isolation exercises, glute isolation exercises, like for example this, you're not gonna put the thing on the other hand or the other side, okay? A lot of people actually get mistaken with glute isolation exercises because you're not meant to lift as heavy as you would during compounds, okay? You are working a smaller muscle. It's a glute isolation exercise. So if you put a really high weight with this, you're not going to grow your glutes, because first of all, other parts of your body will start taking over as well, and that's why you might feel it more in your legs or more in other parts, okay? So obviously, given that your form is right. So with this type of glute isolation, for example, I don't ever push for like super heavy, okay? We want to keep it moderate, okay? But going super heavy on this exercise is actually pointless, okay? We want to work more on repetition for this, okay? So doing more reps on these sort of exercises, or adding things like isometric pulses, it's far more effective and will help you grow your glutes more than lifting super heavy on these. Normally, you want to leave the heavier lifting to the compound. Anyway, family, I hope you found this video helpful. When you want to do things like that, you want to work on higher reps, so at least 10 minimum, but even work towards 15 and etc. So I hope you found this video useful, family. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want me to create the perfect plan for you, again, link in the description below. But I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time with another video.